Welcome to the CareerJitsu podcast. Today we are going to have an innovative and interesting discussion today about jiu-jitsu and data, because we have somebody who is a data analysis expert in jiu-jitsu, which is very intriguing, and our listeners are going to be intrigued by it as much as Frank and I are right now. So he is a blue belt in BJJ. He's been training jiu-jitsu for about 5 years, but in his 5 years, he developed this passion for understanding data in techniques, and it inspired him to do what he's doing now. He is a Marine Corps veteran. He graduated with an MBA from finance from Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale, and he is a Microsoft certified trainer and a Power BI developer. Okay, so what he does right now is he has developed a data analysis program for BJJ called SubStats, and he has taken on the name of Data Strangler among the jiu-jitsu world. And we are so excited to dive right into what the Data Strangler has for us today. So welcome to our podcast, Abe.
Hey, thanks, gents, for having me on. I really appreciate it. Really happy to be here.
Hey, we're very happy to have you here. And it sounds like a superhero, the Data Strangler. This is just so cool. So our listeners are definitely going to appreciate. Here's a young guy, risk taker, go-getter, building his own company, building his own product, also working with the Microsoft products, so much stuff, and then tying it into jiu-jitsu. This is like a perfect candidate for our show, a perfect guest. So without further ado, let's get this rolling. Can you talk us through a little bit? You're young, but you have a lot of things that you've accomplished. So talk us through what motivated you to get your MBA, and then how did you build off of that into your career at Microsoft and your entrepreneurial
Yes.
endeavor?
Yeah, so I got out of the Marines in August 2020, so interesting time to get out of the military then. So I got out and I knew I needed to do two things to stay busy: go to school and work. So I accomplished both of those things. I worked at like a real estate collections company for like that sent bills out for two HOAs, and then I was going to school full time. Yeah, that I just ended up at that.
Did you ever have to do the collecting, like knock on the door and say, "Yo, bro"?
No. I did all like the lien searches, deed searches, and then I would take the ledger that the HOA would send and I would type it into like a system, and then that would get funneled through and mailed to the residents.
So a kind of operations
Yeah, I
side.
did that for like a year, and I started my MBA August 2020. Yeah, MBA finance from Nova, and then from there, yeah, I was just going through the classes, and then in my first semester, I learned about data analytics, because I thought I wanted to be like a wealth or financial advisor. And then I learned like I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in sales anymore because I was a recruiter in the Marines before I got out. So then I just stumbled into data analytics. I did like a veteran seminar for Morgan Stanley that had like, and one of the careers they talked about was wealth data analytics. And I was like, oh, cool, money, finance, and like this data analytics thing. So once I discovered that, then I just started my journey of like learning how to code, what this stuff means, different tools to use. Yeah, so I'll stop there.
So it's kind of a natural flow into that. And then tell us a little bit about when you started jujitsu. Why did you start it? What motivated you to do it?
Yeah,
And then how's it going for you now?
I started jujitsu. Well, I saw a picture of myself. I remember from April 2021. Went to the beach with my buddy, and I was like, "Oop, I gotta do something about this." So then I was like working out, quote unquote, and then I just was like, "Well, let me just try like kickboxing or jujitsu again." So I just like went to the local school and I signed up, and that was like that was right before my 29th birthday. And then in November of 2021, I did my first tournament after a couple months of training again, and I like won and I like got hooked, and that is when like the Data Strangler story began, I guess you could say.
Data Strangler story. So tell us a little bit about what your software does, what you input into your software, and what results come out.
Yeah, so I'll start a little bit more like of the beginnings of the Data Strangler story. So when I got hooked again of because I did wrestling in high school, I did some wrestling in the Marine Corps as well. I was like 6 months on the Marine Corps team, just getting like beat up to be honest, for 6 months. It was like in Greco-Roman. I didn't know it. I was mostly like a folk style freestyle guy. So then when I started training again, it was like 5 or 6 years I haven't touched the mat. And then once I got hooked again, I was like, all right, I don't want to just be someone that just shows up to class, drills, rolls, rinse and repeat. So I started like just tracking my own data. This is where it started. So I started tracking like how I did, what we learned, who I rolled with, and how I did that class. And then it started turning into, okay, like now I'm competing again. I want to start tracking like all the moves that I'm doing, right? How am I submitting anybody? I wasn't at the time. How many times am I doing certain moves? And then at that, it kind of just like all came together at one point. Like I was learning about data. And then I just had this thought one day. I asked my coach in Florida. He's a former Marine as well. And he's kind of has a funny way of going about things. And I asked him, I was like, hey man, I'm doing this data stuff and I'm like training again. Like, what do you think about like data and jujitsu? And he was like, that sounds cool. You should do that. And I was like, Roger that. So I just started doing it. So as I started learning about like how to code and how to do things and create databases and create visualizations, I started like fine tuning it with my own data. So what I put into my software initially was it was just an Excel sheet. So like move name, offense and defense, success and attempts, and that was it. And then initially, when I like started SubStats, I would like get Excels, score it for people, and then run a command line, and that would email them a PDF. But today, what it is, it's a whole grappler portal with like a dashboard and individual reports summing up all those things the original PDF did, but with a little bit more detail. So input like match data, like everything that goes on, output offensive, defensive success and attempts, and then a final analysis and recommendations.
Damn. So it's almost like a coach in a certain way. Here's what you did. Here's what I saw. And here's your results. This is what's working for you. And we recommend you try this.
Pretty much, yeah. That was yeah. It's still like fine tuning it right now. So now we're like making like a coach or like like a gym portal view. So we're still in developing that, but eventually it's going to be like instead of one individual signing up, you can sign up like your whole team and gym, and then like all of your guys or competitors will get analyzed. As many matches as you put in there.
So you can put any role in there as long as there's somebody's taking. Now, is there a certain way that they have to film the role? Is there a certain angle or it's
No,
just
it doesn't. I'm not gonna. It's because I get different angle. I assume it's mostly gonna be from an iPhone or for someone's phone. So as long
right?
as it's like clearly and you can tell and it's enough of a good match, I'll take it. And then I make it pretty easy. Like you can upload directly, or my preferred method is if like you already have a YouTube, just upload your videos there and then just drop the link, and then I'll see everything there.
So can you show us
Absolutely,
some of this? We'd
absolutely.
love to see this. And we will, some people are listening to this on a podcast, Jason, so let's make sure that we let them know what we're seeing,
Yeah, if you're on
clearly
YouTube, you
defining
can
it.
see it, but if you're on Spotify or Apple, you'll only be able to hear us, but that's fine. We can tell you what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
This is very interesting because, it's like, I can remember so many times where we have videos from people competing and, my student will say to me like, hey, can you send me that video from that match I had yesterday? And, I can send them the video, but having something like this where they can like take that video and put it into a portal and have, and not have, that lessens my job too, because this is going to tell them, this is going to be their debriefing without needing for me to do it.
Yeah, and that's like
Look at this.
a lot of people just like their videos are all over the place. So I think having like a centralized place, like, hey, all you guys or whoever competed yesterday, drop all your videos here, and then it'll get analyzed. But so here,
So,
sorry, go ahead.
no, you go. You can explain this to what. So, people, we're looking at like a dashboard, very simply laid out, very crisp and clean with some data on it.
Yes.
So the data strangler is going to just walk us through some of the things that we're looking at.
Right here we have Taylor Pace is grappler portal. So here it just has some quick KPIs on the top. 6 matches are in this portal. He has 83% win rate. Most of his wins came from points. And then here it just gives a breakdown of his offensive success and his defensive success and the top moves that he does and then what he faces the most and his submission frequency attempts. he is a big leg locker guy. So he's got 3 outside heel hooks attempts, 2 heel hooks, and couple rear naked chokes. But here, I'm going to go down, and this is his individual report based on the 6 matches in here. So it gives you a breakdown of submissions. So how many you have, if you have any submission losses, your match types. Some people send gi, no gi matches, so I like to keep it breaking down like there. Points, still got to clean that up a bit because some tournaments are a bit weird with their points, and I just got to catch up in the system. But here, so it's offensive move analysis. So this is what he's successfully done in his 6 matches. So he was in half guard.
This guy is a half guard beast.
He's a big guy. He's a pretty big guy. I actually met him for the first time a couple weeks ago. Nice to, and his gym up in Des Moines is going to be my first test gym whenever we get that sold.
Nice.
So here, up here, he has his half guard offensive moves 4 times in these 6 matches. Then it just gives a count of all the different moves that he's done, and then it gives you like a key takeaway. Offensive attacks from chest to chest category were the most successful, making up 40% of all offensive successful attacks, including moves like half guard top, north-south position, and side control. Then it gives you a breakdown of his attempts, right? So he attempted guard pass a couple times, probably didn't get it each time. Then it gives you a breakdown of his defensive, his defensive side of the stats. So he successfully defended the double leg 2 times, and then each of these moves 1 time. And then here's are the moves where he may not have done well. He probably looks like he maybe gave up the back a couple times, maybe defended against can opener, stuff like that. And then it gives you right here a final analysis and recommendation. So let me zoom in.
Well, that is so cool.
Yes.
Guys, if you could see this,
Yes.
it's all laid out with bar graphs and pie charts. So you can just understand it at a glance. It's not a bunch of numbers we're looking at. We're looking at different attempts that the person made. We're looking at different things that they've defended, their percentages of success and failure. This is, I mean, nobody wouldn't want this.
That's what I say when I started this.
There's nobody that would
It's
say, yeah, I'd like to know how many guillotines I have tried and how many I've hit. This will tell
even
you.
even your opponents are going to want it because they're going to want to see what you do.
Yeah, your opponents. Yeah, this would actually be dangerous
Yes, and then there's
for your opponents.
there's also depending on the tier you get for the Grappler portal, there's a chatbot that I'm still working the bugs on. It does work, it just takes a little while and I need to clean up the output, but there's a chatbot as well. And then let me go back here. So this is like the fight recap that I got going on right now. And then this young lady, Melissa Sheppy, this is how it looks like in person when I'm doing it. So this is an annotation.
So, guys, what he's doing, he has the videos on this. You can actually click on your fight video, and then he can play. He can press play, and then it shows the annotation.
This is what I want to make so there's other companies kind of like this, but where the grappler will have to do this themselves. SubStats is a premier service. I don't think a lot of grapplers will annotate this and do this stuff on their own. So you don't have to worry about it. You just got to get me your videos and I'll annotate and analyze it for you. And then I'll just if there's something going on, if a double leg happens, I'll add the move, I'll put the timestamp, I'll put who it was, her or their opponent, and then I'll put success or fail, and then I'll do that for all of the matches.
That is insane. So, guys, basically, what he's showing is your tape that you took, and then underneath it, it shows move by move.
Yeah. So yeah, I would write whatever that
So
move would be, and then annotate.
whether it was successful or failed. That's a lot. That must be so much programming that you're putting in there. And now you're training this program to eventually be that somebody just drops it in and it does all that legwork that you're doing.
Yeah. So
It knows how
I
to
don't
do
want.
it. So AI will know.
Yeah. So
What?
when Substats gets hundreds and millions of users, I don't want to have to watch all those matches myself. The eventually, what I'm doing now, it kind of sucks and it's like the grunt work, but it's building out my model to eventually where you can drop it in, and first it has to be accurate, but it gives you everything that I showed. Probably look a little bit different then, but yeah.
So you need to give your intelligence a big enough critical mass of data analyzed so it will know what you would have done if you were analyzing.
Pretty much, yeah. Essentially, I need to give it a lot of training data. But then essentially, so like with the model, eventually, like once it sees like armbar a bunch of times, it will know on its own in the future, based on this frame, based on this movement, this is an armbar, this is a single leg.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's
That's amazing.
amazing. You build.
And like when I first started SubStats, I was looking at the area of jujitsu, right? Like, and I was like, I didn't know anything. I still don't. I was a brand new white belt at the time. I was like, what are people selling in jujitsu? Like supplements, swag, instructionals, all sorts of stuff. Then I was thinking, like, why isn't anybody offering to analyze their data or analyze data? Because we spend a lot of time and a lot of money, especially if you're an active competitor, doing jujitsu and our bodies too. So like, if it would just make sense to have your data be analyzed. So that's
Now,
where it
I
came
don't
out.
know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure about other like professional sports, but I'm thinking that, NBA, the MLB, the NFL have these type of things where they have because they can get stats like that, you know?
Yeah.
So this is so innovative in jujitsu, in sport competition jujitsu. This is very innovative, but you're in a sense, you're building a tool similar to what they would use for professional athletes, right?
Yeah, so I've done a lot of research into this the past couple months. So the NBA, they bought, or it was called Second Spectrum. That's the NBA analytics service provider, or the data provider for the NBA. And I think they sold for like $200 million, something crazy like that. That would be really cool if Substats is in a position like that. But I don't think I'll make $200 million one day when I sell this thing, but I think it will be a pretty penny. I know I'm very early in this space, but I know I'm not wrong. So like, yeah.
Abe,
You're
do
definitely
not
not
forget
wrong.
about us when you're famous, right, Frank?
Yes.
Don't forget
If
you're
you
gonna be
make
famous.
200 million, if you make 200 million, all I want is a Porsche 911 Turbo black on black stick shift. That's it. That's not, and it's all going to happen here because we're going to promote you on our link. So it
Right.
all starts here on
This
Career
was the biggest
Jiu-Jitsu.
start right here, Abe. This
That's right.
podcast getting
Start
out
up.
there
Yeah.
that's your jump right there. Boom.
I have a list of people that have believed in SubStats and helped me get to where I'm at. So I'll add you guys to the list.
All right. All
Thanks,
right. We
Abe.
appreciate that. Man, that is that this is such a cool and different thing to do. And like I'm thinking like I'm not a competitor in jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu, but I would be dying to have this. This should be great. Jason, wouldn't you love to have that? You
Yeah, I
film
mean,
3 or 4?
yeah, that's a good point, Frank. It's valuable in sport competition, but this is so valuable to training in general. I
Yes.
mean, like you have a virtual coach in a sense. You film a roll for 5 minutes and you put it in this portal, and have an instant virtual coach. It's
Yeah, and
incredible.
if you're a subscriber to it, every week you take one roll. Once it has enough data, it's going to tell you. And then you take that information, you go to your coach. You know what I found out? Every time I try a guillotine, the person pops their head out, and then I'm smashed. So then you could work with your coach on that because obviously a lot of times we know where our game is good and where it's not. But I bet you there's a ton of surprises. Like this is when you're getting past. This is your weakest
Yeah.
place. So you can find your weak links. You can make those stronger, and then you can find things that you didn't even know. Like, did you know? Like you're getting the back a lot, but you're not finishing with the back or
Yeah.
whatever. This
And it
is
also can like pop your bubble too. Like you think oh, I think I'm hot stuff doing this, but actually the data says you're not. So that's all. That's a good
Yeah.
point. That's
I want that feature taken out of my no. Take that out of mine. I want that button out. I don't want that option. I want it to tell me things that make me feel good.
Frank, you thought your north south was good, but guess what? He wasn't. Sorry.
Yeah,
Or like, sorry, Frank, you burnt way too much clock on that one. That doesn't count.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't stat that.
we're
Clock
working to
clock
it. A lot of these things are like nice to haves and very cool to do, but it's like there's gonna take a lot of work to get there. So there's a lot of things I want to do, and like need to get rid of all the shiny object syndrome. Like, oh, this is cool. We should do this, this, and this. But I just need to keep it
yeah.
focused on like keep the main thing the main thing. But eventually,
You
You
know
know,
what BJJ says, fundamentals win matches. And with your software, it's the same thing. Get the
Yeah,
fundamentals first.
and like for coaches too, like if especially like you have a lot of competitors, like you're not gonna remember every single thing. So like my goal with with the coach and gym portal is like you just have like a aggregated view of like, hey, how did all my competitors do this weekend at Grappling Industries or whatever, instead of like trying to remember and then having people tell you. It's just like it's all in one place, and then you can design your training plan or work individually with your grapplers, take it from there. So I think this is like very valuable. Like I felt like I was having a hard time like reaching jujitsu people because everyone says, "Oh, this is really cool," but like cool needs to turn into dollars for me. But I think it's slowly getting there, little by little, as like people, as more money comes to jujitsu, as more like analytics get into it.
Yeah.
You're
Now,
way ahead of the curve. Go ahead, Jason.
yeah, no, I'm just gonna say from an academy owner's perspective, I'm gonna say that this is like an enhancement tool. It's not necessarily a replacement for a coach, because I think people that are a little bit closed-minded to what we're talking about might think to themselves, "Oh, you're just kind of eliminating the need for coaches, and then it's going to kill academies." But
Absolutely not.
no, this is not that situation. This is an enhanced tool that's going to help your training and help coaches too. Because as an academy owner, I can tell you how valuable I could imagine that being for me. Because if Frank does a role with somebody and he puts his role into a portal and he comes back to me and says, Jason, I had 3 times I got stuck in side control or something, bottom side control or something. Oh, I know. Okay, Frank, let's work on bottom side control escapes. And then I can sit there with Frank and just drill with him bottom side control escapes. So it helps everyone. It helps you, it helps coaches, and it helps the athletes.
Yeah, I'm like literally obsessed with this stuff. Like originally this I just did projects on jujitsu data to help me get jobs. Cause like the thing in data, you're getting into data is like have a project portfolio, post on LinkedIn, share what you're doing. And everyone was doing like cookie cutter sales reports or whatever. And I was like, well, I'll just use my own jujitsu data. And like I literally like was like coding with like someone that eventually hired me, like my SQL data, which is like a database language, like my own jujitsu data. And like, I felt like that helped me like stand out in interviews and to hiring managers. And then I was like, well, I don't want to keep doing portfolio projects forever. SubStats will be like my forever portfolio.
Man, you really built a story, and it's a great interview piece.
I know.
You took a you took something you love. You're like, this made total sense for me. Not only do I need this, everybody who does the sport can benefit from this. So it's scalable, and it's a labor of love for you. It sounds like.
Yeah, no, like I literally I don't like, I don't watch sports ball. Like football, baseball, not not my thing. I don't. It's like still recovering from like my knee surgery. Sometimes I'll drill, sometimes I'll go to class. But I've just been like working out, and I just do like my day job, then substats, and then I play with my puppy because I just got him.
Cool.
Mm.
So, do you have any stats to share with us that you found from the people you're analyzing of moves that are there any superior moves in general? Are there any, have you been able to aggregate your stuff or you're not there yet?
Yeah, it's well to look everybody as a whole. I'll talk for PGF for example. So this last season I was the analytics provider, the data strangler for the PGF this season. And what I noticed a lot was like there's a lot of leg locks. So and there was only like about 60 something strangles, which they call kills. So what I noticed a lot too, and BMAX said it a lot on the live streams, it's like once someone gets to the ankle lock and they get 3 points of contact on the ground and they go belly down, that's it. So like belly down ankle locks pretty much always ended up in a submission this last season of the PGF.
So, like those straight ankle locks or heel hooks?
Straight ankles.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So like the 3 points of contact, it's like your head, and I forgot the other two. And then when your belly's down, it's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
So
It's like
leg locks are,
analyzing the technique, not just the submission, but the variation of the submission,
yes.
which is even more cool.
Wow.
Do you think that doing this has helped you get a deeper understanding of jujitsu?
I think so. And Yeah, I definitely think so a lot. Cause for my own game, like when I was competing a lot prior to my injury, I was noticing like 10 of my like 13 competition submission wins were from like the close guard, where there'd be like a triangle armbar. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. Like I'm not really like a guard player guy, but I just ended up there and that's where I finished. So I was like, all right, let me dive into this more. But then also like I don't want to go all in that and then I don't work on other parts of my game as well. So that's like one thing that's really benefited that I've benefited from doing this. And also understanding like so before the PGF season started, I created like a preseason dashboard. But what I didn't know at the time or I didn't understand, it's like, and the other sports have this too. It's just like we have all the data, but there's other things that matter. There's the qualitative part, or the quantitative part, but the qualitative part matters. So, for example, like let's say someone competed in the PGF in the previous season, they competed at a higher weight class. They didn't do as great, but now they're in their weight class. They're more likely to do better. Kind of like in Moneyball when the guy was just like, oh, he likes to go to the club and he's a little chubby, and he has an ugly swing. It's like those things matter, kind of, in a sense.
So is your software going to be able to account for stuff that kind of matters?
That
Or is that like that's way down the
I think
pipe?
that's what I like for the next season of the PGF. I'm gonna like integrate some more. It's just how you weigh the data, right? So, for example, I'm creating like ELO scores for like other organizations I'm trying to work with. And that's a very hard thing to try to categorize because, like, this is my favorite example. Like, Bob, the accountant, father of 3 kids, he can go to trials, he can go to a PGF qualifier, he can do adult divisions, he can go to worlds, and he can also do the master's division. So, how do you make one score for someone that can do all that? It's kind of difficult.
Yeah, yeah, it's complicated.
So, it's like,
It's
I mean,
definitely
there
complicated.
is no right or wrong way, I think. I think there's so like with this one organization I'm working with, Scrap out in South Carolina. I created like I'm creating a score for them. So it's like as it's only tracking the data for that if you competed under this organization. So my friend that I deployed my computer vision at his event a couple weeks ago, I created a hubcap score. So it's just taking into account your history in that event, and that gives you a score under that rule set under that event. I think that's a very
Interesting.
fair way for just per event. Now, all the
Right.
qualitative stuff that comes in, like those world champion, this and that, I still have to figure out how to factor that into the data. But yeah, but like, who am I to put a ranking or score on anything? You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of subjectivity in that. Tell me what like for your clients that have been using your service, have they been surprised or have most of them been like, yeah, I kind of knew that my guard game sucked and my top game is phenomenal, or I kind of knew that I only go for chokes, I don't go for arm bars, or have they been like, holy like that's enlightening. I didn't see that. I didn't know that. I never thought about that.
It's a mix of
What
both.
kind of reaction do
It's
okay.
a mix of both. Like people have like going into it, like, okay, this is where I think I'm at, and like it confirms their hypothesis. And other times it's just like, whoa, like I had no clue I was doing this so many times, or this explains why should have zigged when I should have zagged.
Right, right. Man, we got to get our hands on a copy of this.
Yeah, grappler portals at substats.app. And then if you I got grappler cards as well, if anybody wants to get a grappler card.
Frank's going to want to share this stuff. He's going to want to share all of this with people that are outside of our gym, but he's not going to want to share this with
No,
anybody inside our
hell
gym.
no.
He's going to want to keep this up
Nobody,
on the
nobody in our
down
gym
low in the
is
gym.
no.
Nobody needs to know
Those
you have
young
this, Frank.
No, those young bucks, they don't need any help. I need this. I need this help. All right, this is great. So, substats dot apps, did you
Dot
say?
app, yep.
What does that mean? Like, do I go on the app store and find
No,
this?
it's just the website name, substats. I didn't want to do like .com, and then I don't even know how I came to the conclusion of picking app. I was like setting up my Google account, and I was like .app sounds different, so I just went with that.
App or dot apps,
App.
plural or singular? Dot app.
Substats.
Substats,
Substats dot app
that's the website.
instead of dot com.
Yeah.
Dot.
We're definitely gonna put this link in the description. So, is it ready to like? people can buy it,
Yeah,
or
yeah. You just sign up for the grappler portal, pick what you want to. A lot of people pick the free trial and then they get a portal, or someone this week just wanted like an individual, like just a one-time PDF report. So I just scored up their 4 matches real quick. I sent that to them. But it depends if like what tier you want. If you want the chat bot, if you don't want the chat bot, just depends.
no? You go.
I was just wondering, what did have you gotten any feedback from people? Like, in terms of, have they said to you that after they've done it, like they've done this analysis and they've had a chance to go back to the drawing board and their training and have had a chance to reiterate everything and work on their technique or work on parts of their game that they need to improve,
Definitely,
and have come back stronger and done better?
definitely,
Have you
yeah.
gotten
Like
feedback on that?
get the most common feedback is like I'm training or I'm in a match and I remember reading your little report that you made for me and it made me like, okay, hey, well, this is what the data says and I gotta do this instead of what I'm used to doing. So that's lots of that essentially.
But have they come back and said that it has helped?
But yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, like, have you analyzed somebody that has been doing it for a while and they've been practicing now, correcting the techniques that they need to and working on the things they need to, and then
Yes.
they've come back to you again and said, 8 months ago, I sent a video and I've been working on this thing for 8 months and I've really noticed an improvement.
Yeah, so one of my SubStats sponsored grapplers, Miss Lyle, he's out in Minnesota. He sends me videos all the time, and he has a lot. And then I analyze it. I give him the reports, and he like he competes a lot, so he's always like giving me feedback on how he's doing and how it's helping him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just like a super nerd about this stuff.
Hey, the nerds shall inherit the earth.
Yeah, what was that old movie, Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes,
Like,
that was a great
yeah,
movie.
they win at
That
the
was a
end of the
great movie.
day.
They do. Nerds always win. I tell my students that all the time. I'm like, if somebody calls you nerdy, that's a compliment because you're going to be having the yacht. You're going to be having the yacht and the nice car, and yeah, the brain is a powerful, powerful tool. Young people don't appreciate the brain as much as they should. They appreciate other things. But when they get a little older, all of a sudden people realize that intellectual horsepower is going to get you a lot in life.
Absolutely.
Frank,
Yeah.
what would you use it for, Frank? What do you think you would use
If
this
I
for,
had
like, for
it,
you personally?
to manipulate people and make myself feel better about myself. I'm only joking. If I had that kind of a brain, I would literally on and I'm not just saying this, I would do something like Abe's doing. I would if I had that kind of like ability to program and to sift through data, understand AI, I would absolutely do something like that. I might do it for magic because I love magic and I have all this data on my magic on what I have a binder that I used to keep of who likes what trick, what they ranked it. I'd ask people to rank my tricks in order and then and try to cross reference what kind of people like what to make myself a better magician. This kind of talent I would definitely apply to magic and I would have a software for magicians to let them know where their wow factor is and what kind of effect do you show what kind of a person. So you put in the audience that you're going to be presenting, their demographics, and it'll spit out your best. Instead of you going through all your tricks, it'll spit out. No, these are the ones you already do. These are the ones. I would love to do something like that.
You can
I
do it.
just, unfortunately, I don't think I, I don't think I have the technical brain to do
No,
that.
I don't
But
believe that. I barely passed the test to get into the Marines, and I'm doing AI, so you can definitely do it.
man, you're definitely an inspiration. That is so cool. That is so cool what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't. It's not much about smarts. It's like for me, it's just like I know I'm not the smartest guy on the block, but like I know like I can find the answer if I need to, and like I'm dedicated and I will understand it. It might take me 10 times as long, but I'll get it.
All the greats are humble. You're not giving yourself enough credit. You doing this and you putting this together and you marketing this and already getting some clients, that's a level of intelligence. It is a level of intelligence.
And
So
it's how to be successful, right? Identifying a problem and finding a solution. Right.
Exactly right. And
totally.
then like I picked a really niche sport and a very niche thing to do. but it interests me. Like, I mean, I can work and can do job or other things and I'll get through it. But like data and this stuff, like I'm really like I can sit here like 10 hours all day. Like I'll probably literally sit here all weekend and just do this stuff because I don't have a life and this is just what I like to do.
You absolutely do have a life. You're creating something that's going to be an amazing tool. You definitely have a life. And you found what you love to do. So many people are struggling to find something they even kind of like to do. So you gotta put that in perspective. And again, I love that you're humble.
Yeah, no, it's
Don't forget to give
like
yourself some
I think
some
I
credit.
think a lot of times too, it's like, man, am I just like spinning my wheels? And like the doubt creeps in, but I'm like, no, like I'm early, but I know I'm not wrong. So I just got to keep doing it, and that's how it led me to like the PGF and other opportunities, and what's coming in the future.
Yeah, yeah,
think
that's
yeah, I think you're
amazing.
gonna. I personally think, Abe, you're gonna need some help.
Yeah,
You definitely. I think that I'm not the most amazing business consultant there is, but I can see that this is something that could really take off for you, and you're gonna need to start thinking about preparing for the future and thinking about maybe you not doing everything.
yeah, that's like it's literally like so. I have like a couple of developers, that have helped me out, like my day one guys, and then like the guy helping me with computer vision stuff. And he mentioned like, hey, we're gonna need to build a team eventually. And it's just like I do sales, marketing, content,
Yeah.
operations, finance,
Right.
and then all like the heavy lifting data needs and coding, I like off put that and I do the little bit that I can. But yeah, eventually, like, because someone asked me a while ago, it's like, do you want to do substats full time? And I was like, hell yes. Like, I love my day job. I
Yes.
love my day. I really do like my day job and where I work and who I work with. But like, man, it would just be super cool to just like substats funds my lifestyle. I can like travel around the world with it. That would be super cool. But
You're in a good position because you have your Microsoft job there for you. Are you able to, as your business grows, are you able to pare down a little bit on the Microsoft or is it an all or nothing?
nah,
Is it like,
so I have work at a government consulting firm out in DC. I work remote, so it's a 40-hour a week job. So, but like
so you have no flexibility to flex that down a little
no,
bit?
and I wouldn't want to because like I just got like another pretty good review, like an annual review, and hopefully I'm up for promotion soon. And like I said, like I really like it working there, my clients and like what I'm doing. But like if Substats makes a buttload of money, like then I'll be like, all right, see ya. Like I gotta send it on this.
Yeah, yeah. That leap, you take it early, it's very risky, but it can make you grow a lot faster. Or you can suffer more and burn the candle at both wicks until your dream is already giving you enough to live off
Yeah, I
of.
mean, if it was just
So that's the
yeah, sorry.
no, go
No,
ahead.
if it
Go
was
ahead.
just me, like I have a wife, I have a puppy, like I gotta do the day job. But if it was just me, I would be more inclined to take that risk. But right now, I'm good with burning the candles at both ends. I
Right.
wake up early.
And you'll know
Yeah,
you'll know when it is. You'll know when the time is. You start getting a lot of clients and you just don't have enough time, but the money's coming in. That's when you do it. When the demand is crushing you, that's when you do it. And you'll know that.
yeah, I'm not there yet. Hopefully, this computer vision stuff will get me there a lot faster. But we'll see.
Can I make
Yeah,
a
man, this is
suggestion?
Please.
I think that if you have, like, let's say you have 10 components of your business, just hypothetically speaking, marketing side, analyzing data, creating leads, setting up, going to tournaments. So take a list all of the responsibilities of your business and take a few things that you don't like to do, that you really would rather not spend your time doing, and outsource those.
Yeah, definitely.
Just a suggestion,
No, it's a good
just a little
I think
suggestion.
that's a great suggestion.
The one I would offload like making content. I mean, I don't mind. It's pretty easy. I have like AI agents help me. I use AI agents a lot to do a lot of this stuff, but I just like don't want to have to be creating content and scheduling it, and that's just one thing I would immediately get off my plate. But
Yeah.
I can handle it for now. It's fine.
Yeah.
And you're loving doing it.
you'll
So,
Yeah, I'm happy.
when you're passionate about something, it's a lot easier when you love it.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. Eventually, like, so I'm gonna find like a teenager, be like, you make content.
yeah.
Do you?
You can look at you can look at your local community college, and you can get that for a song for a kid who's just trying to build his portfolio, but who's really into it. You can also look at local high schools that have marketing programs and ask those kids to do it. Some high school kids are really, really good, and they'll do it for a song too. So, and that's giving them experience, resume, and a portfolio.
Yeah, I've had a
So
couple
that's something to
grapplers
do.
reach out, be like that work in data, be like, hey, is there anything I could help analyze with SubStats? And I was like, sure, man. Like, I gave him some data or I gave him some ideas, and yeah, so that's been working pretty good as well.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Man, I want to wish you the best, but I know with a product like this, as long as the product is doing what it's supposed to do, people are going to want it. There's nobody that's not going to want it. 1 out of 10 people will be like, I'm not into jujitsu that much. But anybody who likes it as a hobby, even, is going to want to see their stats.
That's what I've been like screaming from the rooftops for like years, and feel like no one's been hearing me. But yeah, like it's like we spend a lot of time and money doing this stuff. Like, why wouldn't you want to get? And like, I know you're gonna run into like the old school people, or they just don't care, and that's fine. Like, there's plenty of other stats nerds and data nerds that care about their data that will.
And I don't
Okay.
even think you need to be like a data nerd at all. I think if you practice jujitsu and you go even once or twice a week, you're going to want to know where your weaknesses are, and you're going to want to know where some of your surprise strengths are. And it's just so nice if you can just drop it into a bucket and it spits out, hey, in staying off your back, or in class, try work on a different pass rather than knee cut. You need another pass. Or every time you're wrestling with somebody big, why are you trying to do this escape? Why don't you try that escape? That would just be great
Yeah. Or why do you?
and fun. And it would be fun to run your data. You press go and you'd be like, all right, it'd be like watching a movie. It'd be
It's
get
like
your popcorn.
putting like an automatic microscope over your training.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I would definitely have a button that says the harsh reality or the soft reality. Some people's egos.
Yeah. I'll see about adding that in there, like, or
Yeah.
like the tier, like, do you want like like the happier, like the really messed up
Yes,
face?
yes.
It's like,
What mood are you in? What do you need
yeah,
today?
what?
What do you need today? What you're doing really well? Do you want to work on your strengths, or are you open to some harsh criticism?
Yeah, that's it.
It
There's
would be
got to be
funny if you put something like, yeah, a little thing like, do you want us to be a bitch to you? Like, man,
you
you're just
suck.
a dick. You're doing the can opener. You're just a dick.
Could have like,
You could have a humor one, like forearm on the nose. Come on, guy. You're super douchebag right there.
that'd be
Or you
funny.
got caught in a submission and it got caught in a submission and it says you suck.
Yeah, dummy sweep again. They named it after you. You could have like a sarcastic button. That would be
That
fun.
would be fun.
Think about that.
Yeah, I'll write
Yeah,
that down. No,
yeah.
that'd be
All right. And listen, you don't even need to footnote me. Just take it.
no.
It's
And
yours.
that's what so for the grappler cards that I decided to make or have made, I thought that's why I wanted to make them, because like you can make cards and like roast your friends in it. Like, someone made a card, and I forgot what the funny line that they said about their friend was, just like always passes the wrong way or something like that. I don't know.
Mhm.
What it's like when you say grappler card, are you talking like a baseball card?
Yeah,
Like a picture of the person like flexing and then their stats on the back or something?
something like that. Let me show you.
I'm excited to see this.
Hey, while you're
Jason, we
while
gotta
you're
get
pulling that up, where do you see this going in like 10 years from now? What's the vision that you see like 10 years from now with this?
Me selling this for $1 billion.
But aside from money, what do you see it does for jujitsu?
I really want to change the game, and that's what I want this to really get. Like, at the end of the day, when I'm like gone from this earth, I want to know like I made a really good attempt to change the game and bring professional data analytics to a sport that didn't have it. So that's where I want to take.
That's a great mission statement. That's a great mission
That
statement
that answer
right
your
there.
question? I hope.
That's perfect.
Yes.
That's a perfect answer.
Thank you.
I love these grappler cards. We got to get them.
Yeah, so here's
Wow.
so I made some for the PGF, like but I just made like the franchise player ones before the season started. When I met everyone, I handed some of these out, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, where do I get one? Where do I get one?" And I was like, "Well, let me make a work."
Are they digital? When you say you handed them out, are they digital? So for our
Yeah.
listeners, he's showing us. You remember like the baseball cards where you have your favorite baseball player on a card, or Pokemon cards? Oh, they have a back. Okay, so it's like
Wow.
that. This
This
is
is so
so.
cool.
Oh, we got to get this for our gym. It's like everybody's famous.
Please do.
Wait,
I
how
do.
much are your cards?
So
Oh, wait,
one is 10. So these are not. So when I handed them out to PGF, like I used my own money to print them out because it was my first time meeting the PGF team. So I didn't want to like just say, "Hey, I'm SubStats." So I handed out stat sheets, these grappler cards, just to be like make a good first impression. But these right now are just digital. I still have to think of a way like. It's a very complicated process to get it to be printed out because I don't want to have to go to FedEx every time and get it printed out. So I'm still working that in, but like these are digital. How it works,
Like, can I print them out on my own or no?
yeah. So like how it works is you choose a package and you fill out all this information. Like it'll ask you all this stuff here, like your name, your gym, and all that stuff, and then it'll email you a PDF so you can print.
Okay. Yeah, I am buying mine
that
tonight.
Please do.
that is so cool. So basically, you get a picture of you looking like an animal in the front, and then on the back it says your team, what your like superpower, belt rank, style, what kind of style,
Mhm.
and you fill it out. Signature
It's like
move.
it's like jujitsu Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
These
It's
aren't
like
like super. These aren't like super statsy. But so like this one, so like the substats take, this is dynamic. So it takes everything up here and it makes this here. So like this guy, well, here's mine. If you give him space for the head and arm choke from top side, expect he wins scrambles, turning small openings into clean control. I think this is just an example I made. So not very accurate to me, but it's pretty, like, imagine your friend went 0-2 and lost really bad at this past weekend's tournament. Imagine getting him one of these and just roasting him. I think that would be fun. Funny.
yeah.
That
Wow.
is.
So
We got to
our
make one for
listeners,
Vlad.
yeah, our listeners, like Frank said, this is like it's like a baseball card. You can imagine this if you can't see it. It's basically like a picture of you, like on a baseball card. And then it has like the back of it has all of the stats about you. It's amazing. It's so cool.
Hidden.
You could use this as a game. You could do this
Okay.
as like a. I feel like we could actually buy all these in the gym, Frank. Get one for everybody, and we can have like a little battle, like a card battle with each other.
Yeah, it would be
We
like for style snapshot. I'll put 'em for my friends like taps to pressure. Just something funny like that.
That's funny. This would be a great thing for like Christmas
I think so.
edition.
I think it's a great idea.
This is this is really really
So,
good.
Abe, is this a separate website or is this the same that
Yeah, this is a
Substats
separate.
app?
This is
Okay.
cards.substats.app. Like for my main website, like it's gonna be weird to kind of include this. So I just told my guys like let's just make something completely separate because let me pull up my actual website right now.
So you heard that, listeners. There's going to be two different links in the description of this podcast. The first link will be the Substats one, and the second link will be for these cards.
So here we have like just a regular website, just kind of goes down like what is Substats. Then it talks about me, the founder, mission statement, what we offer. So competitive analysis, AI jiu-jitsu coach, accessible data reports, substats cards, a video tutorial like how to upload your videos to the portal. Be good to know. Contacts us, and then here are the plans, right? So you the free 2-week trial, or if you want the essential, which is like $3.99 a month, so $4 a month.
What?
You get up to 6 matches analyzed. So if you compete let's say you compete one time a month and you do at least 2 brackets, hopefully you have at least 6 matches. Or you compete every weekend of the month. And then if you want the precision, which is like $8 a month, then you get like the AI support and all this other stuff. And the one-time analysis, 4 quick videos, will get you a quick report.
Abe, you're undercharging, brother.
Yeah, I know. You can always charge higher, so and
Yeah.
so, but no, I'm eventually Eventually, SubStats is going to be very expensive. Not very, but like it's going to be a good price. And then here are,
Well, that is, and you got your.
and so for the gyms too, this is something here. Like, this is my friend Drew that told me just to do it.
Oh, this is funny. Just got some analytics from SubStats. I thought I sucked at jujitsu. Thanks for the report. Now I know I suck. Benny, black belt.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Benny. He's a big believer in Substats, huge fan. He's also Substats sponsored grappler. He's our first Unk signing. I don't know if you guys have been called Unks or hear other people calling older individuals Unks. It's like uncle, like older.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a teacher. I hear that. Unc and nephew. Yep.
So yeah, no, this is it. And then since I'm already sharing the screen, you guys want to see the computer vision stuff I've been working on?
Yeah.
So this computer vision here, so this right here, a couple weeks ago at my friend's event in Minnesota, I deployed this for the first time. So I literally went to the event, had my laptop, my tripod, my camera, and I clicked run on the code and analyzed all the matches. Here, so this is the grapple. So this isn't that event, but this is just an example. Blah, sped up a little bit. So this is an example overlay of Sean Melanson versus Austin Aronde during the PGF. And it's a little sped up right now. But what the program is doing, it's looking at what's going on in the match and it's annotating and analyzing everything. So this is a little.
You're not doing it at all.
I'm
It's
not
all the
doing it at
computer.
all. The code is doing it.
That's crazy.
And it's a little this is a little earlier version. So like it picked up a lot of the positions wrong. So I've been working on that. But here it gives you a report on the side here once the match is done. There's like most of the time, most of what's going on is leg locks. It gives you the amount of transitions. And let me go back here. So this is where Sean gets it. He's about to get the ankle lock. Boom. And then here at the end of each match, it gives you a match breakdown. So how many transitions there was, the time in each position, all that. Now my goal with this is this doesn't exist in grappling competitions. So there's a lot of like major events and the smaller events locally, regionally, but they all have pay-per-view or they have TVs around the venue. Computer vision analytics for live grappling matches doesn't exist. And I'm the first person to do it, to test it live at an event. And I'm going to be the first person that does it, that brings us to jiu-jitsu events all around the world.
That is amazing.
So that
Unbelievable.
We knew you when, and we knew you when.
You knew
This
me
is
now.
crazy.
So this is like the next phase I've been working on. This is the same Sean and Austin match here. So now what this is segmentation. So what it's doing, it's picking up grappler A and grappler B. So now it's going to give you of like who on the bottom, who's most dominant. So still some tweaks to work out and stuff. Like for example, I gotta not.
This is like science fiction looking. This is
Wow.
if you guys can see this.
Yeah, if you
This-
can't see this, like it's like watching two computer animated grapplers.
Yeah, so this exists for like striking arts and stuff like that. Like I did one for MMA, I can show that too. But like this, this is like the next version, but like I still have to like do a better job of like filtering out, like not picking up people in the crowd. And this is very difficult because like every event is different, camera angles, lighting, the audience, like where it's an elevated stage, or are they on the ground, or are they in a pit? So this is like why this doesn't exist in grappling, because it's a very hard, complicated problem to do. But I was just like, screw it. I'm gonna be the one that does it. Well, with some help, because this is like way above my level.
Yeah, this is very, very cool. So to our listeners, it's like one guy's like in blue, the other guy's in red. Like it gives them a color, and then it's hard to explain.
It's
but
picking up. So like
showing
Sean's
exactly.
on top in blue, and blue is mostly 51% of aggressiveness.
So he's just showing us some of his work in action, that this has actually been happening.
So a couple weeks ago, I wanted to do one for MMA, just like testing it out. because I want to. But the last podcast I did, they asked me what's my goal with SubStats, and my answer is world domination. Like, I'm not just gonna stick in grappling. I'm gonna the natural transition is to MMA, and then I've been messing around with some judo data as well, talking to some judokas. So I'm looking to get into that area as well. Yeah, world domination is my goals. There is striking computer vision models that exist mostly for boxing, but for MMA you lose the analytics once it goes to the ground. That's where substats comes in and brings in the grappling part.
Wow.
Nice.
So for this here,
Nice.
this was like that Blades Hokage fight, that crazy fight a couple weeks ago. Now this is just me like messing it around, telling like Claude Code what to do. And yeah, so it's just picking up like right hand. It's giving like the pose estimation with like the skeletal things going on. Still very early model. I've been messing around with the MMA side when I can, but
Wow, Jason, this is
This
this is
is
some cool
innovative.
stuff.
I think I started this introduction today saying how innovative this was going to be. And that's a great description because it is truly innovative.
yes, sir. Yeah, I appreciate it. No, thank you. Yeah, I've been like I said, I know I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I know I'm very dedicated to this, so it'll get done.
Done. It's getting
Yeah.
done.
All right. Well, Abe, thank you so much for your time. Frank, what time is it?
It's tap out time. Your favorite time of the program where we wrap up and give you some of the golden nuggets from our interview from Abe here. This is a podcast I'm going to make my students watch. I teach entrepreneurship. This is very inspirational. Man, Abe, you're an inspirational. You look like a kid. You look so
Thank
young.
you.
And you've done a lot in your, how old are you again?
I'll be 35 in 2 months.
35. You look like you're like 21
Thank you.
at the most. But you've done a lot in your youthful years. So the data strangler, here are some of the things. The biggest takeaway from this, I know it sounds cliche, but it's not because this is somebody's actually doing this. Taking what you love to do and just naturally, organically growing that into a business is the best feeling somebody could have. And I love when you said that everybody else was doing their portfolios on analytics on sales processes and things like that. And you said,
Boring.
why don't I just take something I like to do? Now, if that's something that somebody's really into, that's going to shine for them. But if you just pick that because everybody's doing it, you don't distinguish yourself. You distinguished yourself by taking something you loved and it grew organically. And Jason, so many of our successful guests on this show, have you noticed, have done that? They're like, well, I really liked this. And then I saw that nobody was really doing this. And then I started to do it just for fun because I liked it. And then all of a sudden people were interested. And now look at me. That is the most organic and sincere way to not chase money, but the money will come. The money
And
will
it's
come
not a
because you're fun.
and it's
Go
not a
ahead.
coincidence that they do jujitsu, right, Frank?
No, it's not a coincidence. Jiu-Jitsu teaches you to find your way, which gets me to the next thing that I really like about you. I said this in our pre-interview, and I'm going to say it again. I had a physics teacher who said, progress in science is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. I always liked that quote. It stuck with me from Mr. Zaffron in, I think it was like 10th grade science. And you are living that because you are all about the grind. Right now, you're teaching your system how to analyze these videos, but you have to do it first, X amount of times until your system understands it. And you're like, all right, well, I have my 1% inspiration. I know what I want to do. Now give me the grind.
Yeah.
I'm just going to just
Yeah. And
put
there's
my nose
like
to the grindstone and do what I got to do.
I don't think there's an excuse for anyone, especially nowadays with all the AI and everything that's readily available. Like, there is no excuse to not go after what you want. Like, you literally have super intelligence tools in the app store at your fingers on your phone. Like, you can make it happen.
Use
Like,
it.
I'm using it.
Use it.
Like I couldn't code all this stuff on my own, but I can ask an AI. I can give it the idea and help me learn how to do it, and then do it that AI gets the credit, but I mostly get the credit, I think.
You're leveraging AI.
I'm leveraging AI. So there is no excuse for anyone to not use AI if you have a goal, you want to achieve something, a business, a product or something, use ChatGPT, or I personally use Cloud Code. I'm not sponsored by Cloud Code, but I just think it's the best one out there. Use something, get it done.
So, a couple other things I wanted to say is you're also living proof of consistency. You're very humble, and you're not giving yourself a lot of credit for your prowess with technology and coding. You're like, I'm not the best coder. But I want to say that consistency always pays. You don't have to be the superlative anything. You don't have to be the best anything. It's the person who shows up and does the consistency, which your product is a real, palpable manifestation of that philosophy. Love it. And another thing you said that I thought was great, doubt creeps in. Doubt creeps in, and you just say, you know what? I know, I believe. So you just cast that doubt right out and you keep on doing what you're doing. That's everybody who's ever accomplished anything great has said the same exact thing. And the last thing I love about you is you think big, world domination, and you actually could do it. There's no reason that you cannot do that. This grappling software, if you get it and you smooth it out and you get enough people doing it, easy to go up to MMA because they already have the striking stuff. Marry those two together. You really can rule the world. Do not forget about my Porsche 911 Turbo black on black stick shift. It all starts here. We're going to put your links down there. Everybody, check out the links. Check out the card links. They're so funny and so cool. And then check out the YouTube. He's got a free trial. Just try it.
Yeah.
Take a video and then send it in and try it. See if you like it.
Yeah.
And it's very reasonably priced. So everybody give this kid, I say kid, I'm sorry. I know you're an adult, but you look so young. Give this guy an opportunity to shine. He deserves it. He's a baller. He's got a little bit of that nerdiness to him, and he's also savage with a blue belt. So come on here. Let's support this guy.
Appreciate it, gents. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on our show. Jason, do you want to do any calls to action?
Just our call to action is to get this episode out to everybody. Everybody who knows Abe, get this out there and share it. I think this is valuable for academies. It's valuable for BJJ practitioners. It's valuable for coaches, and
Promoters,
tournaments. So any grappling organizations. So get this out there to every avenue that you can, because you will be able to say that you knew Abe even before he became super famous.
Yes, yes. Great stuff, guys. Enjoy your weekends.
Ciao.